Hi, I'm Jacob Stone. I'm 34 years old, based in Austin, Texas, and this is Financial Audit.
So 34 years old, here in Austin, Texas. What do you do for a living?
Full-time, I'm an instructional designer. I make e-learning training videos for employee training.
Oh, cool.
Then on the side, I'm filmmaker, director of photography, and even starting YouTube myself. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. You have a channel?
Yeah. It's I wanted to do filmmaker tutorials, so that's what
Okay, we'll link it in the description. I'm going to try my best to remember. I always forget there, and then I put it in an hour after upload. So, but I will try my best.
Okay.
How is that line of work in Austin, that side stuff that you're doing right now?
So the side stuff is good if you're in commercial work, which I haven't really dove too much into yet. It pays really well. I've been wanting to do more narrative stuff and music videos, which doesn't pay as well. So that's why I'm still doing a full-time job. But that's why I decided to do the YouTube stuff, eventually build that up, and then work on whatever narrative or music video projects that I want. So
okay, that'd be sick. What do you bring in from your day job?
I think I bring in not only how to do
income.
Oh, income.
Yeah, bad. I was wait, you don't know how much you make? Okay, go ahead.
It's $100,000.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
It's a nice salary.
Oh, I did not know what to expect with that job, but $100,000, very nice. Okay, sick. And what do you think you're bringing on average if you just do your average month for the side gigs? What do you think your monthly bring in?
Monthly, it's maybe right now it's been less than $1,000, but last year for my Schedule C it was around $11,000 for the year.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
So it's not that much.
So maybe $800, $700, $800, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, because of the tax bracket that you're in, this extra stuff, though of course it's not a ton of money, you're setting money aside for taxes.
Yeah, I since I'm not bringing too much from my side stuff, usually what I contribute tax-wise from my full-time job kind of absorbs it.
Oh, your deduction. Okay, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, and that makes sense. But $100,000 plus an extra $800 a month, that's pretty sick. Before we dive into your financial situation, and we got some debts.
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear from your perspective, what do you think your financial situation is today, and what would you give yourself on a score of 1 to 10?
I think my financial situation is just the amount of debt I have and that I accumulated. I think if it wasn't for that, I could probably have live on less income and not have to maintain a full-time job. And I'd say a score of 1 to 10, maybe a 4 or 5.
All right. Well, we will see how that pans out in the end. So the debt, why did you get into this debt in the first place?
Well, you know how and I don't know if this applies to y'all, but when you're 18, at least my parents were you got to get a credit card, build up your credit. Well, I built up a lot of credit, and I just kept either getting credit cards, not really tracking my spending, taking out loans, and some of it was to buy gear to do my video stuff, but it hasn't really fully paid off. So I just kept building and building. And
so they were get a credit card, but here's no education on how to use it.
Yeah, it was pretty much that.
I hate that.
Yeah, even my parents are still in debt, and they're in their 60s.
Are you afraid of ending up in that situation?
Yeah, actually.
Okay. Where have you been trying to get to? What have you done to try to correct this? Have you tried to correct it, or are we just starting?
I put a lot of my debt into a debt relief program.
Okay.
Closed a lot of my credit cards, so I haven't actually used a credit card in a while. I mean, I do have a secure one where you make a deposit and stuff just to build up my credit a bit.
Okay.
And making payments on that. But other than other credit cards, I haven't done that in a few years. I've also started to put money in savings emergency fund and just focus paying off debt, but it's been a lot slower than anticipated. Okay,
because those minimum monthly payments are probably stacked.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll look at them. Let's start with, we have a USAA classic checking. I mean, this is kind of a scary starting balance of 261, but it's also a scary ending balance of 240. This was great with $7,500 come in, but $7,600 left.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you have automatic payments? Or is everything manual? Are things automatically taken out?
Some things are automatic and some things are manual because they get paid bi-weekly. So all like my pay dates are different.
Okay. Well, that makes me nervous with that balance. Yeah. What about like, so you have an overdraft. You have an overdraft this year. It looks like in 2023 so far. So that's good. But at 240 with automatic withdrawals, are you ever afraid of overdrafting?
I definitely have overdrafted quite a bit in the past.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a $29 fee every time it happens. So
if I noticed anything within your spending, it's that you love Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. He's definitely enticing.
Yeah. So, I mean, we start with one of my favorite places, Panda Express, but then we have Apple Bills, some Crossroads FDR for $200.
Oh, so that's the debt relief program. They like consolidate all my cards and do the negotiation. It's $400 a month for that.
Oh, geez. Okay. We're definitely going to get into that. And then here comes the Bezos, Amazon, Noodle Alley, Prime Video, Texas Tag for some tolls, and Black Rifle Coffee, and that's what you have right there. And Venmo, and Bezos. Let's see. Bezos. Physique by Strength.
That's my fitness trainer.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, that's okay then. I'm okay with that. Anything that's like mental and physical fitness, I'm all about. Now, you sent out or you wrote a check for $1,100?
That's my rent, so.
Oh, so you just pay by check, okay.
Yeah, my roommate pays the landlord in total for like through Cash App. And we're like, since Cash App or Venmo takes a few days to transfer, I'm like, I believe it. I was like, I can't believe this, but I'm like, hey, dude, can I write you a check and that way you can deposit it same day? So I write him my half, and then he sends the full amount to the landlord.
Gotcha. So your rent is only $1,100. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's not crazy for the area, but you do have a roommate.
Yeah.
Bezos, Klarna.
Oh, yeah.
So you're financing things still?
Yeah, that. I think that one was recently a pair of shoes.
Why are we financing a pair of shoes? I mean, you know that you're in a bad debt situation, and you're trying to get out of it. Why are we going into financing instead of just buying shoes?
I think it's because I needed them, but I didn't have the full amount.
Then you can't afford them.
Yeah.
It's typically how that works, yeah?
Yeah.
Or else we go further into the bad situation. Cash apping out $30. Just Right Lawns. Lawns?
Oh, Just Right Lawns. That's who we pay to do the lawn. We don't have a lawnmower right now.
Oh, so you guys are paying essentially $45 a week?
Bi-weekly.
So $100 a month just to avoid getting a lawn. Okay. Cash apping out $176. Venmoing $450. OnlyFans. Bezos. OnlyFans again. Double OnlyFans. That's kind of a waste of money when we're trying to get out of debt. Chipotle. Grande Nitro Bar. Bezos. ATM withdrawal $43, so we don't even know where that went. Pluckers Lakeline. Hey, I've been to that Pluckers, so we may have been in the same room.
I like wings.
Yeah, wings are good. Very expensive though.
Yeah.
Chipotle. Cash apping out $25. There's your fitness thing, I think. The Crossroads FDR. That's the fitness, right?
The Crossroads is the debt relief.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. And Bezos and Noodle Alley and Bezos Signature Cuts, Cash apping out, paying for a credit report through Experian. I mean, you don't need to be doing that when you're trying to get out of this thing. You can just, I know Credit Karma is not 100% accurate, but it'll give you a good idea. Trying to get out of debt, we don't need to be paying someone to tell us what our credit score is. Amazon, Bezos. Here's your car payment, $801. Death. We'll get into that, but that's death. Hulu, Panda Express. We're back to that. Klarna again. And there's a stupid paying for the lawn. And what is this? Lions Crave?
Krav Maga. It's another gym, like martial arts.
Okay, you spend a lot on that, on fitness.
Yeah, my fitness coach, I already told her that I think I'm going to cancel that for now. Like I've been doing that for a few months, and I think I got a good grasp on it.
Okay.
But I enjoy the Krav Maga. I know a lot of fighting gyms are kind of expensive, but I think they're one of the more reasonably priced.
Okay. Because, when people are getting out of debt, I'm still good with like fitness and everything like that, and, mental health, everything like that. We've gotten to the point where you've spent almost $1,000. It feels like maybe like $750 in total on fitness. For someone trying to get out of debt, that's kind of a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. Bezos, Apple, Chipotle, and Take 5.
Oil change.
Oil change. Okay, so that's okay. Oh, let's look at the income that's came. Let's try to find that. So, ACH.
I think that's right.
So that's okay. Do you contribute to a 401k?
I do.
What's the percentage you contribute?
I contribute 3%.
And it's matched up to that 3%?
No, they only match up to 1.5%.
I would probably only take the 1.5% for now until you're fully out of debt.
Okay.
Because that 1.5%, if they're matching up to that's 100% return. But with the debts that you're in, the interest on those debts is not going to be anything that you're putting in there outside of that 100% match.
Okay.
So it makes sense we'll boost retirement eventually. It just doesn't make sense to do it now. And then, so this was another pay. So it comes in different amounts because we had 2,874 and then we have 4,262.
Oh, so that I get a yearly bonus. And so they added the bonus into that check, but that's like a once a year thing. Okay.
So typically your post-tax withholdings and your post 401k contribution, we're looking at about $5,500 on a monthly basis. That's your account?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. Beautiful. Now that's a lot of money to play with.
Yeah.
For most people. But we need to keep going through this because at the bottom of this pile here, we got some naughties.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's another checking. What's the point of this double checking?
So I think... So I've had USAA for quite a while because I was in the National Guard, and the girl I dated in college, she was military, but also her parents were, and they're like, "Hey, you should get USAA. It's a military bank." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I think at the time I only had one checking account and then one savings, but then that savings I withdrew too many times and it turned into a checking account. So then I was like, with me starting to do my videography stuff, I don't have an actual business account, but I'm like, I know you're supposed to keep them separate. So I was like, I think I'll use this other checking account now for business. And then I opened another savings account. So
okay, because you can write some stuff off there if you're keeping it separate, making sure you're keeping track of everything. So, but we have $0 in here. We started with 343, but we completely took out everything after the 1,900 was put in.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
I think it's just spending stuff on, I think, our business expenses, maybe not. I'm not sure.
Well, it's hard to say because we have Klarna again. Another Klarna?
That was paying for GoDaddy.
GoDaddy through Klarna? You're financing GoDaddy?
Yeah, well, I
just paid for my domain for like the next 10 years and it was like $50.
I don't know if they like raised the prices or whatever, but like I originally thought it was going to be like $20 or $30, but then they're like, bam, $75. And I was just like,
and you finance $75? Dude, you're bringing in $5,500 a month after contributions and taxes.
Yeah.
Buddy, if we're trying to get out of debt, we don't need to go into debt. We just buy things. And then, okay, I don't know if they're business expenses, but we have Bezos and BJ's Restaurant and Bezos. And I don't know what this courses thing is for $97 that you spent. Sean Cannell.
Oh, that's their YouTube course.
Okay. YouTube course?
Yeah.
You could have just waited to talk to me. B&H photo, I can see that as business expense. That makes sense. So we can write that off, hopefully. G Suite, okay, that makes more sense. And Bezos, some of the Bezoses could be, I don't know.
Some equipment, yeah.
Open Sky, One Taco, Andromeda, Bezos. How much of this is honestly? Okay, so Austin Movie Gear. That makes sense.
Gear rental, yeah.
Venmoing out $100. Bezos, Klarna. Bezos, and the Austin Movie Gear. Again, that's fine. And we're back to BJ's Restaurant. Really like that for business. And Austin Convention Center, I can see that. And Film Freeway, I can see that too. How much of that is honestly business, though, versus just personal?
I was told, and maybe I'm wrong about this, if you have a meal and you discuss business, it's business. But I'm not sure how much that actually applies. Yeah,
sure, you can make it work, but is that what you're saying through like BJ's Restaurant? Well, what about all the Amazons and stuff?
Usually those are stuff that like applies gear wise, whether it's like camera accessories or like stuff like that.
So if we're bringing in $800 a month from this extra stuff, but we took out a total of $1,934.
Yeah, I'm financing stuff from my full-time pay.
Well, do you have to?
Some stuff.
Work doesn't pay for it?
No, that's for my own side stuff.
Oh, so that's from your side stuff?
Yeah.
So $1,900 for your side stuff?
Yeah.
But you bring in like $800 a month from it?
Yeah, I pay for some of that stuff from my full-time paycheck.
Oh, so why are we losing money on our business?
I don't think I'm the best. I think this probably stems from not being the best at finances. I'm also working how to be better at business. So.
Well, that's good, but let me ask a just very simple question when it comes to anything. Do you budget?
No, probably not the best. I use a software called YNAB.
Okay, yep.
And I will say it's helped me not overdraft as much, but I don't think I'm as proactive as I could be.
Okay. Well, you haven't overdrafted this year, and if you overdrafted quite a bit before that, then I guess that is progress. But yeah, I mean, we're losing money on the business checking. We barely have any money. We have no money in the business checking. We barely have any money in the primary checking. What does your retirement look like today? I'm a little nervous. 34.
Man, my retirement is probably nothing right now. I mean, not that I don't have anything in retirement. I think I have a few thousand in my current 401k, and then I have a $1,600 in an IRA. But yeah, it's probably not going to get me anywhere.
So less than 5,000 total, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that's severely behind for your age.
Yeah.
And you've lost the best decade of your life to take advantage for compound growth, and you're almost through the second best decade of your working life.
Yeah.
For compound growth. So it's time we need to kick this into high gear. But what scares me is the coming debt after we look at this next thing real quick.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have savings. Is this that emergency fund that we were talking about for a bit?
Yeah.
So we've gone up to $125. That's our emergency fund?
Yeah.
Okay. So nothing. And it really only started this last month. $50, $75. I mean, that's everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to need to make some progress there. But that immediately takes us into the debt. And because the rest is a bit more intense that we have to look into, we're going to start with the one that is just clearly outlined. You have a 4Runner. Do you like this 4Runner?
I love it, actually.
Yeah, well, it loves f***ing you because it is $800 minimum monthly payment. $800 minimum monthly payment. Are you kidding me? How does that feel for you?
It feels a little intense.
15% of your post-tax income, and you make good income.
Yeah.
$800. And the total remaining balance is $43,885, which is almost half your annual income. And we have, again, the 801.58. It's insane. Do you ever miss payments on this if you were overdrafting and checking?
I haven't missed payments yet.
No, you haven't?
No.
Oh, very good. Now, what I cannot see on here is the interest rate. Do you know the interest rate?
I think it's like 11.7.
Oh. When did you get this car?
October.
This recent October?
Yeah.
And dude, this won't be paid off till essentially 2030.
Yeah.
2030. So this is, what is this, a 2022 4Runner, 2023, 2024?
2020.
2020? Okay, so it was used?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know what a 4Runner is. I know nothing about cars. All I know is the person we filmed yesterday has a 4Runner, now you have a 4Runner, and they're coming to just beat me into the ground.
4Runner takeover.
Why'd you decide to do this, dude? Just last October, so like 6 months ago? What compelled you to get into this situation if you knew you were already trying to get out of debt because you got into the consolidation crap? Well, what's the logic?
So it was a bit of a want, but I also knew I needed an SUV for film stuff to haul gear, and the car I had was the transmission was going, plus a few $1,000 worth of repairs that needed done.
Why couldn't you get a $10,000 used SUV? It's like my SUV.
Yeah, I did think about it, and I don't know.
That's the actual reason, isn't it? This is going to be death, dude. This is going to take so long to pay off. The interest rate is disgusting, and it's draining so much of your income. And this is a singular debt. A singular out of all the debts we have to talk about. This stupid 2020 4Runner. What's the miles on it?
It's like 56,000 miles.
Okay. So this must be the consolidation then.
Yeah.
This. So these are all debts?
Yeah. I couldn't keep up with the minimum payments, and I forget who it was, but somebody suggested one of these debt relief programs. I was almost thinking bankruptcy, but I was like, all right, I'll try one of these first where, well, you know what they are. So their consolidated monthly payment is a lot less than what all those were together.
So is the settlement amount what you owe?
The balance was what I owed, and that's how much they settled or they negotiated with the company.
So you owed right here $7,000, and they negotiated 100% of it.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're paying the settlement company now.
Yeah. So
okay, got it. Okay, and you're paying how much?
$400 a month.
Is there interest on that?
There's no interest, but it does include their fee for what they.
What was their fee?
Oh, I know their flat fee is like $75 a month included in that price.
Oh.
But I forget what their fee is per settlement. So
there's additional per settlement?
Yeah, and it's
additional?
It's included in that payment. But I forget what that is.
You said 75-ish of the 400 payment?
Yeah.
So let's say the payment is 325, right?
Yeah.
It's essentially a 23% interest.
Yeah, I guess that's a lot.
Well, yeah. So I don't even know if this is okay, but yeah, it may have made more sense to consolidate this with. I know a lot of people don't like them, but with like just into an actual debt without these random fees and stuff, but consolidate it within one single thing under something like SoFi. And I know a lot of people don't like them, but in the situation where you couldn't make the endless minimum monthly payments and all the interest is accruing, it makes more sense to get it under one thing for a relatively decent interest. But you got sucked into this program, which is giving you, if we did the math right, like 25% interest. That isn't even like that's your monthly fee. You're going to have to just pay that no matter what. Yeah. Like, can you pay it off early? I don't even know.
Yeah, they said if you contribute more into that program, they can pay it off early. So
okay, what was the total balance going into this that you owed?
It was like 27,000 something, and I have about like 11,000 paid off or settled already.
You realize you just took out a car loan for $43,000.
Yeah.
And this 20 whatever was killing you enough to get into this program?
Yeah, this was before the car though. I started this in like 2018, I think, or
2018. Okay.
Or 2019, somewhere around there.
So your minimum monthly payment is $400. What's the total balance left?
I think it's around like 15,000 or.
Yeah, it's been since 2018. Okay. So But these minimum monthly payments are immediately eating into your monies. That is insane. The fee they're doing on that is insane. And it's probably even worse because there's those additional fees from the settlements that you talked about. That's crazy. But we don't have to go through these individual because you're just paying them. And that's it. Also, if you want to settle anything, you should settle hitting that subscribe button because we're trying to get to 500,000 subscribers. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. What is this? Is this something additional?
It's part of those debts.
So this is not something you have to pay additionally?
Yeah, correct. It's part of it.
Okay. So we don't have to worry about this. Good. This, I'm not 100% sure what this is.
That was the statement they gave me. And I was just like, what kind of statement is that? So that's why I send you the screenshots.
So this is the statement of what we just looked at?
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought this was something else. My goodness. I get it. Okay, yeah. You have a settlement fee of $75. Each payment to creditor. 53, check payment 2 days. And then they have a monthly service fee of $12. So really, with what they're doing, and then a monthly service fee. There's like 2 different service fees. Dude, this is. I think this is encroaching of if they just broke it down to interest, like 30% interest.
Oh damn.
You're getting effed. The good part is they did bring it down from like 20 to what? 15? Like 25 to 15?
Yeah.
So we can say okay, but I would have consolidated it in a different way because I think this is almost like predatory. But you're in it. So we got to get out of it.
Yeah, I know you can quit the program, but then
what does that mean?
Like you can just stop it, but then I'd have to go back to like settling each creditor individually, I guess, or.
Well, since it's $15,000 on your income, I mean, we could do something like that. We could try to refinance them under something else. I think with just $15,000, and you have 2 debts. You don't have any additional debt anywhere else?
I do have more. I didn't.
Dude, what?
So student loans, about 30,000 there.
Are they all federal?
They're all federal.
Okay, so they're on pause, but they're not going to be for long.
Yeah. I owe the IRS $16,000.
Dude, $16,000?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So
what happened?
So this was definitely partially my fault. Maybe all my fault.
Yeah, I was gonna say you better take some accountability. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I got hired. Can I say the company name or should I not?
That's up to you.
So I got hired as a contractor by St. Jude Medical, who was acquired by Abbott Labs. And I got hired as a 90-day contract to hire. And they were supposed to hire me after 90 days. It was a 1099. So I was like, oh, I know you don't have taxes taken out as a 1099, but I was going to be hired full-time and contribute a little more taxes to make up for that. Well, because of the acquisition, they didn't end up hiring me for 13 months. Cool. And with the part where it comes to it's my fault is I should have put money aside for taxes, but since I was expecting to get hired, I didn't.
Well, what would that have changed anyway? You still would have paid your back taxes.
Yeah, I guess I would have not owed all of 2017. I would have owed like a few months.
Okay, yeah, if it was that original agreed upon timeline. Once you realized that it was continuing, why didn't you just like, okay, let me put 30% aside?
Yeah, I wasn't that smart.
What'd you say? What was the number again?
About 16,000.
Death. Okay. What's the interest rate on the student loans? Do you know?
It's like, I think the highest one, because they're all individual, I think the highest one's like 6% and the lowest one's like 4%.
Yeah. That's probably going to be like a $400 minimum monthly payment once it resumes. Okay, so with this IRS, what is the current status of it? Or is it on a payment plan? What's up?
So I was on a payment plan. I was laid off in August.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then got hired again, or no, laid off in June. Got a new job in August, and then I was like waiting to catch up and then restart that payment plan again, but I haven't.
What was the monthly payment on that?
I think it was around $198.
And do you know if they had any interest on that?
They have interest. I forget what the interest rate was.
Ish?
I think maybe 11%.
Try not to throw up, okay. So we're restarting that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like today. I don't want them to start coming after you and garnishing wages and crap. Any other debt?
None that I can think of or remember.
There's no credit card debt anywhere? That's not within that settlement?
That's all my credit card debt, so.
Okay. No other car debt, vehicle debt?
That's the only car. So.
No private student loans? Okay. Oh, well, that just made a poo situation into like a death situation. Oh, so to be clear here, none of this is good debt. There's no leveraged mortgage or anything like that. We are at 104,865-ish in bad debt. Well, the student loans, we could say they're questionable depending on the interest rate. But even without that, we're like $80,000 of bad high interest debt.
Yeah.
That must weigh down on you. Yeah?
It's pretty stressful.
Yeah? Okay. The interest rates are all trash. Which equates to, once the IRS resumes, which it should immediately, and once the student loans resume, which it will here very soon, $1,800 a month in minimum monthly payments. Also known as 33% of your income. 33% of your post-contribution, post-tax. So what is clear from here is this is going to be an insane hill to climb. Are you actually like willing to sacrifice things in your life so you can have a better rest of your life? Because right now, I'll be honest, it's just straight up honesty, so you know how dire the situation. What this is you're paying off debt for decades and decades. And that's if you don't take out any more debt. And we just signed up for car debt. And then you're not really building retirement by any means. And you are forced to work, even if any medical thing happens, if anything happens, you are forced to work throughout your 70s and 80s until you collapse and die. That's what this is looking like.
Yeah.
You get it?
Mm-hmm.
As long as you get the severity of the situation, then you can actually take the steps necessary to hopefully improve the rest of your life. Right now, this is actually a scary situation.
Yeah.
Now, you live with a roommate.
Yes.
How do you feel about that situation?
It's great. He's one of my really good friends.
Okay.
And we get along really well. And prior to the place we're at now, we had an apartment and they were going to raise rent. So right now we live in a 4-bedroom house.
Ooh.
And
wow, rent's really cheap. Okay.
Yeah, where we were living at the apartment was going to be the same price for this 4-bedroom house. So we're like, might as well have the extra room. And like I turned one room into my office, one for his, and that's, working on my own videos and stuff like that. So
okay, good. I just wanted to make sure the living situation was all good. We need to build you a budget now, and then honestly light a fire under your and get this taken care of, because this is bad.
Yeah.
Are you willing to sacrifice? Like actually sacrifice?
Yeah.
Okay. First, I don't think we're putting any more money into the business. Unless it is critical to keep it going. But we're not just trying to improve things. Because right now you're double taking what you're bringing in. And everything else that you can bring in from side gigs, you need to put that money towards the debt.
Okay.
There's nothing else it can go towards.
Okay.
So for living, sorry, buddy. Restaurants don't exist. Going to get coffee don't exist. It just doesn't exist. Okay. You are cooking going forward. You are cooking until you're out of this bad debt. And then, and only then, can you go out to eat again after an emergency fund too. So your rent right now is $1,100. What about utilities, internet, all that stuff? What does your portion come out to?
It's been averaged between $175 to $195.
Okay, we'll call it $185. Health insurance covered through work?
Yeah, covered.
And taking out your portion? Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. With renters and insurance, everything, we're going to call that $200 for your utilities and all that good stuff. Okay, car insurance. What are we looking at?
It's about $340 a month.
So for this stupid car that you're driving, you're paying over $1,000 just to have it. Great. What is your gas on a monthly basis that you fill up for this car?
I work from home, so it's probably $100.
That's not bad. Okay, good. Anything else that you're forced to take care of outside of your minimum monthly payments on things?
My phone is about $104 a month.
Who you with?
Verizon.
Yeah, that sounds all right. T-Mobile has the best coverage in Austin, officially.
Really?
I would switch to that. It's only $70. Save yourself some money. So
Okay.
not going to make a huge difference, but everything we can cut back anywhere helps in the end. It's $1,800 for minimum monthly payment, so you don't miss anything, and that's starting like immediately. Food, congratulations! I'm giving you a new grocery budget of $300
Per month?
$300 a month.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's a cutback, but you can do it. People have done it. It's okay.
Okay.
Giving you toilet paper money, as in anything necessary for the house to run, outside of utilities and rent, of $100.
Like hygiene items or something?
Yeah,
Or?
all that crap. Yeah, anything that's not groceries that you need. What's really killing us is, of course, the debt minimum monthly payment. It is by far the largest. This brings your required budget just to survive, and that's with cutting down things, to $4,044 a month, which, fun fact, for the income that's coming in after taxes, is 74% of your income, meaning your needs category, which should never exceed 50%, is at 74%. So if you're wondering why you haven't been able to save up for retirement, that's why. Because on top of that, what are you normally doing? Going out to eat, going to doing whatever, giving Bezos a bunch of money and all this stuff. Yeah. So it's no wonder why the savings is minimal. Checking account basically has nothing in it, and one literally has nothing in it, and retirement is under $5,000.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah.
So what do you think about this sacrifice before we even go forward in terms of a plan? Because if you're not even willing to come to this sacrifice, then there's nothing we can do.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely should eat out less because, I mean, I'm trying to lose weight anyway, so.
You can't afford to eat out flat in general. This is not even in the budget.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think about that, though?
It's definitely going to be hard because it's, yeah, so used to it.
It is. I get it. I got that dad bod. I know. I get it. But when it just comes to your future, what's most important? You being able to live incredible decades remaining of your life and actually being able to retire at some point? Or going to BJ's restaurant?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So this one sucks. And this is what's going to take care of your situation more than anything. And I don't think you're going to do this, but this is what you would actually need to do in this situation. Forerunner's gone for now.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, it's $800 a month plus the car insurance of $300 something, and you work from home. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
This doesn't make sense. So it's $43,885 remaining on it. The payoff, I assume, is somewhere around there. What's the car worth right now?
I had it in for a manufacturer's warranty repair, and I guess one of their salespeople did a quote on it. I think it was $32,000.
I'm going to lay out what I would do just for people who might be in your situation. If I was a betting man, I don't think you're going to do this. Americans are in love with their cars. Makes no sense, but this will actually provide you a better life. This is what I would do for this car situation. I would sell it. I'd get that 33 or whatever it is. I would then borrow a personal loan of $15,000. 10 of that $15,000 goes with the 33 and pays off the Forerunner debt. The extra $5,000, I'm going and taking it to a mechanic, a used SUV. Make sure they give you your seal of approval that this is okay to buy off. And this is a temporary used SUV so you can lug around your stuff. It's not fancy. It's not great. It's probably like 2016, 17. But it's fine. It's safe. It's reliable. It gets you there. Then all of a sudden we have a $15,000 debt with a minimum monthly payment. Interest rate will probably be around the same, but a minimum monthly payment of probably like a few hundred instead of $800.
Yeah.
So this, you just can't afford it. And that immediately gives you like an extra $500 a month. No, that math Yeah, maybe 400, 500, something like that a month. There's a throw towards all your other debt.
Yeah.
Right now, you just straight up cannot afford this. It just makes no sense. So that's what you essentially have to do to come out on the other side of this, or else this is going to take years and years and years. But what I would do from there, okay, so we have that $15,000 personal loan. So we have 2 loans for $15,000. That settlement, because it's essentially a payday loan, the way that interest rate is structured, not really, that was an over-exaggeration, but I would hit that one first. You would, in this context, have an extra $2,000 a month. Extra $2,000 a month. So the first month, I would save up $2,000, set it on the side. That's if you get in a pickle for whatever reason. Boom, you have $2,000 on the other side. Maybe do that for 2 months. That's up to you for your comfort level of risk. You could get that to $2,000 or $4,000, whatever. But let's just say you do the $2,000. That first month, and for the next, this is going to take so long. So as much extra money as you can bring in, like that extra $800 that you bring in a month, we're actually going to use towards this. So that's like, we'll just say, to be conservative, an extra $2,500 a month is what you have from side gigs in this, because you're only spending on what we laid out for the budget, nothing else. Nothing else. You can have free fun. Divide that by the $2,500, and it still takes 6 months to pay off the settlement.
Okay.
But you're doing it. You're going crazy, and you're working as much as you can to bring in as much money as possible. You're working every single second, because the rest of your life is worth it. It is worth it. Then we're doing another 6 months. Actually, no, the settlement, $400 minimum monthly payment of $400 is, congratulations, gone, because you paid it off. So maybe the next 4.5, 5 months, you're doing that for the personal loan that we took out. Boom, that's gone. We immediately have gone from 4 terrible debts to 2, and the student loans is questionable. So from there, IRS. We don't F around with the IRS. We're going after that IRS. With those 2 minimum monthly payments gone now, we're attacking the IRS, and within 4.5 to 5 months, I think, honestly, in that situation of the $16,000, we don't owe the government no more money. Well, at least in back pay. And that's great. That's a lift off your shoulders. Then we have the student loans. This is going to come down to the interest rate. Anything that is in that 5 to 6% range, I think you put money towards it. All this extra money you put towards it until those are gone. I don't know how long it's going to take, because I don't know how much is within that area. The 4% or less, that's where we're like, okay, we'll do minimum monthly payments until they're paid off, because we can beat it in the marketplace.
Okay.
So I don't know how long that's going to take necessarily, but this, and then from there, what's your minimum monthly payments in order to survive? Your debt is gone, except for a little bit with the student loans. From there, you probably need about $15,000 to $20,000 saved up for an emergency fund. So you do that as quick as possible without the minimum monthly payments there, except for a little bit in student loans. That's probably going to take another 6 months or so, 5 to 6 months. So we're going to call this a 1.5 to 2 year process if you go crazy. If you go crazy. If you keep your car, if you go out to eat, what does this become? This becomes, because of interest rates and everything like that, decade-long process. I mean, the car won't even be paid off until 2030. Then you'll probably want another car by then.
Yeah.
Because that's a while from now. And, you know, in terms of how we view our lives. So that's why I'm nervous, because I'm not getting an indication that you're willing to sacrifice, that you're willing to get rid of the car, that you're willing to do anything. And only after what I talked about, after a couple of years of going hard, is when we can start throwing money towards retirement. But the fact is, I don't think any of that's going to happen. I mean, it's going to last out to a decade, maybe even longer, meaning that we're pushing off retirement to our mid-40s, maybe our 50s. And at that point, there's just not much time to take advantage of compound growth within the marketplace of investing. Yeah. So your retirement is just lacking, and then you're just desperate to try to scrounge money together to survive. So I'm trying to lay that out, not to necessarily be overly negative. The purpose is to just show you this is scary. This is an emergency for your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about this car situation?
I do like it. You know, it's fun to drive, but yeah, that $800 a month is, I like cringe every time I make that payment. Yeah, I could look into it.
Please do. Usually when I hear that means like we're not going to do it, but please do.
Because like either selling it, like I don't have the title, so I could try and trade it back in at a dealership like, would that be?
I would try to do private sale. So what you're going to do is with it, you're going to want to secure the personal loan first so that you're able to, with the private sale, pay off the loan immediately and so we can do the title transfer.
I don't know if I have the strong enough, like...
What's your credit score?
I think last time I checked, it was 650.
Okay, with 650, we can do a personal loan. Interest rate's not going to be great, but 15,000 versus 45 essentially thousand. It's not even comparable, even if the interest rate is higher, because you're going to attack it as quick as possible anyway. Yeah,
I usually get denied for like loans and credit cards. Like I've tried.
What I would do is I would use a service like Credit Karma, and it has like guarantees on it. And if like you don't actually get approved by the loans they guarantee, they will like give you money.
Oh, okay.
So there's like there's systems you can go down in 2023.
Okay.
And I mean, I feel gross even telling someone to like go into debt, but this is like a 15 compared to 45 is not even like on the same level.
Yeah.
Dude, I want you to do so well, but you have to actually sacrifice. You have to actually do what's necessary to get there. And I'm very nervous right now.
Yeah, me too.
If you are, then do it. Do it. Just do it. Yeah?
Yeah. So
the fun part is once you do have that fully funded emergency fund, if you just follow this exactly, and we're out of it in 1.5 to 2 years, probably 2 years. 36. As long as you're putting 20% towards retirement, you can save up as much as you want on the side for fun and go and get this 4Runner again. I don't care, but you're buying it in cash. After 20% minimum is going to retirement at that point.
That's true. This isn't, like, I like the 4Runner, but this isn't exactly the one I wanted.
Well, that's perfect then. Perfect excuse to get rid of it. And then in a few years from now, we get to the dream 4Runner.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If this isn't the exact one you want, then why are we losing, with car insurance and everything, $1,150 a month on it?
That's true.
Why is that going down the drain? A massive percentage of our income, if it's not even the one we would like.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Well, I need to know from your perspective, actually knowing yourself in a realistic world going forward, what are you actually going to do?
I'm definitely going to not eat out because I do need to lose weight and save money there.
Me too.
As far as not going out at all, I don't really drink anymore, but I do enjoy local music, and I go to something sometimes because I'm an extrovert.
A lot of them are quite free though.
Yeah. Like you can get, even if you do pay, a lot of them it's under $30.
If that's what you need to survive, like 2 a month.
2 a month. Okay.
Come on. If that's what you need to survive, I still wouldn't do it because I know how dire the situation is. But if that's what you need to continue down the path, okay. So sorry, go ahead.
As far as the car goes, I'm going to research into it because it's not like I'm showing it off for people. Like nobody really cares that I have it. I just don't know how that process works or if I'm going to get approved for a loan or all that stuff.
So we'll start by looking at Credit Karma there. You'll download it, put everything, see if you can have any guarantee stuff there. If we can get 15,000 borrowed, then we go the route of private sale. And if private sale for a month or two is not working, which it should, if you offer what it's actually worth, should be fine. I know there's people in Texas in a major city like Austin who will take it off your hands. But either way, then we can look for a trade-in at like CarMax, which that's the last route. So we start with private sale.
Okay.
Because in the end, it's a math game, but go ahead.
And I think the reason I went for a newer vehicle in general was I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know how to fix older ones that have issues.
No, and that's why, again, like I said there and what I try to say in every video, when you go to buy a used vehicle, especially if it's private sale, but even if it's not, you're taking it to a trusted mechanic or build that relationship so you can and make sure they give the seal of approval that this will be 1, safe, 2, reliable for a few years to come.
Okay.
But you're not in this for long term. You're only in this car for a few years.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you're getting a car that you want.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But what do you think about the budget I laid out?
I think it's going to be a little tough. It's like I definitely want to not eat out, but it's going to take discipline. But I think that definitely frees up the more income to pay off stuff. So
remember, even with the very bare bones budget I give you, everything in the budget is still 75% of your income. That's how rough it is. So that's why we go so extreme, so you can get to a better place.
Yeah.
I mean, that just demonstrates how bad the debt is. The fact that even with the bare bones budget, 3/4 of your income is immediately gone no matter what, just for you to survive and not go into behind payments.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
No, I don't think I have anything else.
For Jacob, it's going to be an incredibly tough situation, and I'm unfortunately skeptical that he'll get out of it, which is that, the budget, just the most narrow budget, is still 75% of his income, and that's with cutting back on everything. So I'm very nervous. But for his Hammer financial score, spending in a budget, 2 out of 10. His money is getting drained down, but he's not overdrafting and he's not completely losing money, but he's not following a budget at all, and he's definitely overspending. Debt, 1 out of 10. He doesn't have payday loans or collections, but 1 is the best I can give him there. Retirement for his age, at least he has a couple $1,000, but it's practically nothing for his age. 1 out of 10. Emergency fund has a little bit of money in there, but it's practically nothing. Again, 1 out of 10. Real estate, he's not even in that world yet. 0 out of 10. So his overall aggregate Hammer financial score, 1 out of 10. Make sure to check out everything in the description below, like the resources I have provided, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks.